The golden age of Hollywood was a time when new stars were rising, and the country became more and more obsessed with the glitz and glamour of Hollywood. For many stars, this meant the ability to be much more sexually exploratory than perhaps most of the rest of the country. Join Facts Verse as we present old Hollywood divas who slept with anyone and everyone. Clara Bow. Clara Bow rose to stardom during the silent era of the 1920s and successfully made the transition to talkies in 1929. She was one of cinema's first starlets and one of its most luridly famous ones. She retired in 1931 amid a tangle of scandals at age 28, but most of these so-called scandals that developed around her name and persona came from the result of old-fashioned romanticism, which Bow believed in as much as anybody. Bow, like many female stars of the time, treated her boyfriends like engagements. This optimistic approach to relationships led to a series of quickly formed and broken engagements. These included actor Gary Cooper, director Victor Fleming, and actor Gilbert Roland. Bow suffered a case of nerves in the 1920s and developed a crush on her Hollywood doctor. The doctor's wife sued for divorce and named Bow as cause for alienation of affection. Grace Kelly. Grace Kelly's status as an elegant and proper-seeming star has a lot to do with the fact that she became a literal princess when she married Prince Rainier III of Monaco in 1956. She was a gorgeous and glamorous movie star, and despite only acting in 11 films, she's remembered as a sophisticated and classy icon from the golden age of Hollywood. And yet, before joining the monarchy in Monaco, Grace knew how to have fun. She never felt tied down by the restrictions of society when it came to sex, and she reportedly enjoyed the company of many handsome Hollywood types, including many of her famous co-stars. It started when she starred in High Noon with Gary Cooper. Cooper was 28 years older than Kelly and married at the time, but the two started up a romance while the movie was in production. Interestingly, these two tendencies, being involved with a much older man and being involved with a married man, were ones she continued having later. When she filmed Mogambo in Africa, she had an affair with another older star, Clark Gable. She later admitted she'd taken the job to work with director John Ford and to be in Africa, but another huge pull was a chance to work alongside Gable. And as far as their affair, Grace was once quoted as saying, "What else is there to do if you're alone in a tent in Africa with Clark Gable?" She had flings and affairs with assorted co-stars over the next years, including Bing Crosby, Marlon Brando, Ray Milland, and Oleg Cassini. Mae West. Mae West was a trailblazer in entertainment, being an actress, singer, playwright, and comedian known for her body double entendres and provocative persona. Her first husband was Frank Wallace, a fellow vaudeville performer. They wed in 1911 when Mae was only 17. However, the marriage didn't last long and the couple separated, though they didn't officially divorce until 1942. It's reported they had lived separately for several years before the legal dissolution of their marriage, and Mae was secretive about this marriage for much of her life. Her second marriage was to another actor, James Timoney, who was also her manager. They were together from around 1916 until his death in 1954. The relationship was marked by a significant age difference, as Timoney was about 20 years her senior. Mae West's reputation for promiscuity largely stemmed from her professional image and the character she portrayed rather than her actual personal life. But there were several men she was rumored to have had relationships with. George Raft, a fellow actor in Hollywood, rumors swirled about a romantic involvement between him and West during their careers. William Gorilla Jones, a prominent boxer, it was rumored he and Mae West had a romantic relationship, but there's not a lot of concrete evidence. Gary Cooper. West and Cooper starred together in I'm No Angel, which sparked rumors of a possible off-screen romance. Guido Darrow. Some sources suggest Mae West had a relationship with this vaudeville star and accordion player. Jack Dempsey, the heavyweight boxing champion, was reportedly one of Mae's numerous conquests. Tony Sansone, a bodybuilder and model, he was rumored to be one of her lovers as well. And Duke Ellington. There were whispers about a romantic involvement between the famous musician and Mae, but no concrete proof. Marlene Dietrich. Marlene Dietrich was a German-American actress and singer known for her sultry voice, glamorous looks, and androgynous style. She, much like Mae West, cultivated a public image that challenged the gender norms and societal conventions of her time. Marlene was rumored to have had relationships with a multitude of people, both men and women. Here are some she was rumored to be involved with. John F. Kennedy. It was rumored Marlene had a brief liaison with him in the early 60s. Gary Cooper. They starred in Morocco, which sparked rumors of an off-screen romance. John Wayne. Marlene apparently had an affair with the iconic actor. James Stewart. They starred together in Destry Rides Again, leading to speculation about their relationship. Jean Gabin, the French actor, had a widely acknowledged romantic relationship with Marlene in the late 30s. Douglas Fairbanks Jr., he was another actor rumored to have been involved with her. Ernest Hemingway. While their close friendship is well documented, rumors also hint at a possible romantic liaison. Greta Garbo. There were speculations about a romantic relationship between the two iconic actresses. Tallulah Bankhead, another actress Dietrich was rumored to be involved with. Edith Piaf. Speculations also linked Dietrich romantically to the legendary French singer. Barbara Stanwyck. There were rumors about a romantic relationship between the two. Anna May Wong, the first Chinese-American Hollywood movie star, was rumored to also have had an affair with Marlene. Tallulah Bankhead. Tallulah Bankhead was considered a sex symbol of the highest degree during her peak years and wasn't afraid to use that status to fulfill her romantic desires. She was also said to have had an endless libido. It's possible this is the type of behavior that might be diagnosed as a sex addiction in modern terms, but that type of thing wasn't discussed back in the day. As such, Bankhead filled her days quenching her thirst for pleasure. She was connected romantically with many of the top male stars of the time. And as an open bisexual, these pleasures took the form of sex with many types of people. She was linked with other stars like Greta Garbo, Beatrice Lillie, Hattie McDaniel, and Marlene Dietrich. At one point, an article came out that guessed Bankhead had slept with more than 500 people, though this number was not verified by Bankhead. Instead, she took a much more casual approach, claiming she simply had impromptu affairs that she dove into, letting her impulses guide her. Diana Dors. English actress and singer Diana Dors first came to public notice as a blonde bombshell, much in the style of Marilyn Monroe. She made tabloid headlines with the parties reportedly held at her house. Later, she showed a genuine talent as a performer on TV and gained public popularity as a regular chat show guest. With her ostentatious mansion, kitschy decadence, and debauched parties, Dors was the definition of notorious. She married 3 times, had numerous lovers, and was even called a wayward hussy by the Archbishop of Canterbury. It wasn't just her roles in low-budget films that she was famous for, but filming people having sex in her house as well. Dors's guests would watch grainy footage of an unsuspecting couple who had chosen to cavort in one of the dimly lit upstairs bedrooms. Now it's time to hear from you. Which of these lovely actresses do you think had the best career? Let us know in the comments section below.